And you didn't.
Hey, we're recording.
If was there, we still can't start the meeting, it's not quite pretend. Think we're open on bacon. Okay. 10 o'clock on the button. We'll call the meeting to order. Number 2 is adoption of the agenda. We're a seconder. I'll move it. Second. 10 seconds it. All those in favor?
Wait, I have an addition, sorry, Mr. Chair.
Sorry.
If we could add 5.12, the invitation from AMBM to the leadership meeting for all council to attend.
Okay,
5.1.
5.12.
And I dispersed handouts of that to council prior to the meetings.
When we do that just, it's added or we have to vote on that?
You did adopt the agenda as amended.
It's on there as 5.12.
5.4?
5.12.
Yeah, I did. I know what it's called. It's number 2, adoption of the agenda as
Amended.
amended. All those in favor? Carried. Oh. Number 3, approval of the minutes. Mover and seconder, move it.
Second.
Gordon, Diane. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All those in favor? Carried. Number 4 is actually, we got a couple things here at 10 o'clock. That, and we have the tax man here, so what are we doing first?
I believe
Just the tax man.
that the delegation is at 10 o'clock, your conditional uses are 11.
Additional use, all the public hearings are open.
Okay, sorry. Well, delegations at 10, so we'll do the delegation is, I'm sorry if you don't like that phrase, the city tax man, but
I've been called much worse.
we welcome and yep, you have the floor.
Excellent, excellent.
We're doing my
I hope you all had a
You
good
know what I
night's
say,
sleep.
but I did want to make one
Note.
note, we have a new CAO. I think you know everybody else here in the room. But we have a new CAO, and it's Jocelyn Whaley. And this is,
Ed Kaloje with property assessment.
In other
Thanks.
words, the tax man.
The
Tax
text,
man.
got it.
go ahead and,
All right, so I've got handouts. I presume we emailed the report, but if you want a paper copy. Sure. With my information, hold on, Jay.
Unless it was emailed. I think yes.
Okay.
Ed, do you want me to get people to call you when they call me?
Oh,
You're okay for that?
absolutely.
Okay. I can only tell me so much, and I said, go on the guy, he's not that bad, I think, so.
not that bad.
No, not that bad. So, well, always happy to come present to, council. We do this every 2 years when we have our province-wide reassessment. Every property in Manitoba gets revalued. And what happens is we change our assessments from an April 1st, 2023 valuation date to an April 1st, 2025 valuation date. So every property is valued as if it's sold on that date. And it's, even though it's 2026, and the market could have changed since April 1st, 2025, that's what the assessments are based on, April 1st, 2025. And
You do it
so,
on April 1st?
yeah. We're that precise.
I was about to buy a business on April 1st and we got a room full of lawyers and people around. And I said, you know what, I just realized it's April Fool's Day, you're gonna have to change it to March 31st.
And the assessor would be happy because we could use that sale.
Yeah.
But if it happened on April 2nd, we couldn't.
No.
So, so that often happens. So how do we come up with these numbers? Well, in Alexander, there are 7,249 roll numbers. So that means there's 7,249 properties that get a tax bill every year. And we have to value every single one of those properties, even though we don't get inside of every single one, and not every single one sells every 2 years. So we base it on the properties that have sold. And between April 1st, 2023 and April 1st, 2025, there were 657 properties that sold in Alexander. So out of the 7,200, about just under 10% sold. And what we do is we go through a verification process. So we review every single sale. And sometimes you'll have a sale where I may want to sell it to my number one child, and I give them a deal, and I leave number 2 and 3 kids out of it. That's not a valid sale. We don't use that in our analysis. Or let's say someone's fallen in hard times, a house is going to the bank, it's sold at auction, that we don't use in our analysis. We only look at valid market transactions where you have a willing buyer and a willing seller. So there's a process that we go through. So we use Keystone Matrix, so real estate listing services. We also inspect sales that look out of line. We'll send sales letters, and we'll interview buyers and sellers if we need to. So there's a lot of work that goes into this. So of those 657 sales that we start off, we remove a bunch of those invalid sales, and we end up with 361 sales that were used to set the values in Alexander.
So how many were invalid?
So we started with 657, and we get down to 361.
So almost 200.
We're at about 66% of the sales were considered valid, about 34% invalid. So, now of that, I can highlight some of we had 31 sales north of $500,000 in Alexander. We had 2 sell for more than $1 million. And the highest was for 1.2 million. So
Where was that?
I don't have the exact precise location, but it's all on our website. So this is all shared on our website. So that would have been for a residential property. So yeah, we also last year generated in terms of supplementary. So throughout the year, there's building permits that are taken out. We generated 113 supplemental tax bills for the municipality. That would also include splits of land. 7-year average, we've generated about 184 supplementary assessment notices a year. Last year was a bit lower, and that could be less permit activity over the course of a year, or sometimes person starts a project and doesn't finish it, so it might be a bit delayed getting onto the tax roll. We also did a special project in terms of short-term rentals. So last year there was a change in policy where municipalities could inform us of locations of short-term rentals. We then go out and assess those. And there were 23 in total in Alexander, and that's resulted in a class 60 assessment of $5.7 million. So that's so what it means is typically a residential property pays taxes on 45% of the assessed value. But if a property is used for commercial purposes, it's assessed at 65% of the assessed value. So it generates more of a higher tax base for the municipality with that sort of project. And I understand there's several more short-term rentals that we'll be inspecting this year as well. So just a little bit about some of the things that we've been doing. Also last year, we did.
Short-term rentals are actually raising our tax base.
Yeah.
So those are paying a little bit more taxes, and somebody who doesn't have a short-term rental, they're probably paying a little less taxes, correct?
Yeah, and so it's something that it's not an issue just here in Alexander. This is any resort town in. I was just in Canmore a couple of weeks ago. I rented a short-term rental there, and it's a lot of these properties compete with hotels, but previously they were not on an equal footing with the hotel industry, for example, where the hotel is paying a lot more than the short-term rentals. Like, a lot of residents sometimes concerned that these short-term rentals sometimes may bring people into an area, good or bad. You know, there's a couple different
Build up
thoughts.
your taxes.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question right there? Now, your short-term rentals. If a person has 3 or 4 short-term rentals, it's a commercial business. Okay? But I rent mine out hypothetically, just to pay my taxes, okay? Now, where am I in that bracket? Am I on a commercial one or not?
So we would look at
And how you
use.
find out?
We would interview the owner.
Okay,
So some properties may, let's say a person's has it available for rent 3 months out of the year. So 25% of that assessment would be assessed at that other classification, the class 60, and 75% would remain residential. So there's that.
Just be a combined rate then for the year.
Yeah.
Okay, and this may be getting a little bit ahead, but what about trailers and trailer parks?
It all depends on your bylaws. So it's some trailer parks in Manitoba are assessed, where we go in and assess mobile homes, etc. Others have a licensing fee structure in place. And so it depends on the bylaws within the municipality and
The tax one is new. And then the licensing and bylaws like we have. If somebody. We're looking at that anyway.
there's pluses and minuses to it for sure. But it depends on the bylaws and whether or not it's allowable within a municipality.
No, the reason I asked is because we've heard comments about a couple of the other municipalities around here that have gone to that, where assessment is looking after it. And we, up until now, have been running the fee kind of a deal, right? But I know there sounds like there's a couple that may be switching over, shall we say?
Can we have it both ways in the RM or is it one way or the other?
One way or the other.
Depends on your bylaws.
If I may interrupt, it's Giselle here. I believe we can have both bylaws in place, which is the same as Lactobani RM. Ed and you and I discussed that, seems to me. So,
Thanks, Giselle.
yep.
All right, so the moment everyone's been waiting for, the actual report. If anyone has any other questions, I'll move right into it. I won't go over the entire reassessment report, but there's 3 pages that I often focus on. So on page 2, these are the numbers. And so with every reassessment, sometimes values go up and sometimes values go down. Part of that is just economics. If you have a decent economy, if there's more buyers than sellers, prices go up. If you have an oversupply in the market, interest rates go up, you can see a drop in the market. Overall, province, if you take every single property in the province, the overall assessment went up about 11% in Manitoba. In Alexander, the average increase was about 3%. 3%? Yeah. Yeah. Now, would I be concerned with that? No. The last reassessment, it was the reverse. The provincial average was 13% and Alexander was 31%. So it's kind of like your stock market goes up and down, and there's different things with that. But you're looking at your assessment base, your average single family residential assessment's going up on average just under 3%, which is pretty par for the course across our district. About 86% of your tax base is residential, so what happens with residential impacts the overall tax base. The other property classification that makes up a chunk of your assessment base is farm, and that's going up 13%. And again, farm property is we're seeing above inflationary increases across the province. What they often say is farmland, buy more of it or buy it, they're not making more of it. And that's a trend that we're seeing across Manitoba. And the farm portion of your tax base is roughly about 6%. And you also have your commercial component of about 5%. And that's up just under 2% overall in your municipality. So if we look at everything in Alexander, your overall assessment base is increasing by just over 3%. There is one slight typo on here. It shows railway is dropping 6.3%. Actually, that should be at 0. There is no active railway line in Alexander, and that's a very, very small number. It's a fraction of a percentage there, but that should be coming off. Okay, so what does this mean for taxes? Just because your assessment goes up does not mean your taxes go up. If everyone's assessment dropped, but it means your taxes go up. Page 4 explains that. So what we do, we make some projections when we make these estimates, and they're with rose-colored glasses. They're not exactly realistic, but it's based on what we know. So what we know what your budget was for 2025. But we don't know what your budget is for 2026. So we presume that your budget is identical for the following year. And so if you take that average property, that assessment is increasing by 2.8%. And if you needed to raise the exact amount of tax dollars next year and this year, you would see that person seeing a 2.5% decrease in their tax bill. That's not very realistic. Probably see a slight increase, based on inflationary demands, and of course, the school taxes are a big chunk of that. But what is fair to say is if you had a 3% assessment increase, and let's say the average increase next year was 3% in Alexander. If you have a 3% assessment increase, you should see a roughly 3% tax increase. If you saw assessment increase of 10 or 20%, then you would see above average increase in your taxes compared to everyone else in the municipality. And if you saw a slight reduction in your assessment, you could see a slight reduction in your taxes. And again, that's assuming your budget is identical for next year. We have a pie chart at the bottom of page 4 that shows 61% of property owners would see a tax decrease. And again, that's unrealistic. You may see some people with a tax decrease, but it wouldn't be as high as 61%. That's just trying to be upfront about that.
And even on a 3,000, if you're paying $3,000 for taxes, and it went up, that percentage should be $3,000.
Yeah. So, but sometimes there could be reasons for an assessment to jump. Let's say property's undergone, person's added some improvements to their property, they could see their taxes go up. Or if someone's say their property's fallen into disrepair and we've inspected it and we've adjusted the assessment downwards, they could see a tax reduction. So on page 5, we take out the school taxes. And we look only at the municipal portion. And so if you take that same single family residential property that's seeing a 2.8% assessment increase, based on a perfect world scenario where your budget's identical for next year, they would see a 0.4% decrease in that perfect world scenario. And again, I'd say that perfect world doesn't exist. That person realistically would see a bit of an increase next year. If they got the average 2% assessment increase, and that would apply to all the property classes. The only area that you will probably get more calls from, you'll get 2. You'll get calls from short-term rental property owners who will open up their tax bills next year and go, holy smokes, my taxes have gone up. Or farm property owners, because the farm assessments have gone up above average, the short-term rentals, the way they are taxed has changed, and they'll see their taxes increase. So we've gotten a few calls from other municipalities where short-term rentals have switched over, and you may get some calls as well. And you can send them my way.
Giselle's got her hand up.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see her. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hi there. So, will short-term rentals will they receive supplementals for 2026?
No, we had, I believe there were 23 properties we had assessed last year, so those 23 owners would be seeing on their tax bills that change in class 16 assessment, so they will see their taxes increase, but they won't be receiving a supplemental bill.
Okay, so all the ones that our planning officer added earlier this year, they'll be included in the 2027 assessment.
Yes.
I'm assuming. Okay.
I think there are 7 or 8, from what I recall, on there.
Oh, there's a lot more than that. So,
Okay.
but yeah. Okay, thank you.
7 or 8 could be.
Okay, page 6 just talks about options to moderate tax impacts. I would suggest that wouldn't apply to the RM. Page 7 of the report. Another thing that will be changing is the homeowners affordability tax credit. So a couple of years ago, the provincial government had brought in those school tax rebate checks. And then those were removed. And then primary residence owners were allowed to have a $1,500 homeowners tax credit applied to the primary residence, but if they had a secondary residence, like a cottage in Alexander, they lost it on the cottage. So there were a lot of people upset about that last year, for sure. This year, the credit's being bumped up to $1,600 from $1,500. And for next year, it's being bumped up to $1,700. Except if you own a property assessed at $1 million or more, and in Alexander, there are 21 of those. They will see that homeowners tax credit rolled back from $1,700 to $0 on a sliding scale of $3.40 per $1,000 of assessment. So if you're assessed at $1.5 million, you'll be losing that $1,700 homeowner tax credit. If you're assessed at just over $1 million, you'll be losing a $3.40 per $1,000. So you might get
$4 million cottage, I guess you can afford.
well, that's that's only on your primary residence. If it's a secondary residence, you're not getting it anyways. So, and I didn't check the highest assessed, there is a cottage assessed for $1.664 million in Alexander. That's the highest assessed residential property in the United States. So you might get some calls about that. We are having an open house in the municipality on June 20th. Actually, we're going to be at the Arm of Lac-Tabani. So next door, that's a Saturday. We'll be there from 9 to 1. Anything the municipality could do to advertise that, we appreciate. Not that we like people coming and yelling at us, but we have a chance to adjust the assessment if there's something wrong. We're not going to say we're perfect. We do try our best though, so if the assessment's on a line, we will correct it.
Sorry, you said June 21st?
June 20th, that's a Saturday. So 9 to 1. And on July 11th, we'll be in Victoria Beach at the East Beaches social scene from 9 to 1. That's a Saturday as well.
I might come to that.
So if you're getting calls here, people are calling you complaining about their assessments, please send them our way. If they're complaining about taxes, well, can't talk about taxes, but the assessed value, I always ask the person, do you feel that's a fair estimate of what the property would sell for? If they feel that it's overvalued, that's where we'd like to come out and take a look. And right now, we send these notices out months in advance before they come into effect. So we can do something about it. But if someone waits too long, then it's too late. So we have, ability until. I don't have the exact supplemental date for, Alexander, but roughly, early August is sort of our cutoff to make changes before the role is, closed. After that, if a person wants their assessment adjusted, they would have to file an assessment appeal. The appeal deadline in Alexander is September 21st, with your board revision hearing on October 7th. But hopefully, people come to the open houses, they read those notices, when they come, they call us right away, and we can deal with it. In terms of appeals, over the last 7 years, we've averaged about 21 appeals a year. We've had some years with 1 appeal. We've had some years with as many as 60. And then last year, I think we only had 1 person make it to the board revision hearing. So often, even if a person does appeal their assessment, we can meet with them. Sometimes we enter into agreements with property owners. Sometimes they withdraw their appeals. And ultimately, if we can't come to an agreement, we would come to board revision hearing. And that's scheduled for October 7th.
Diane has a question.
I have a question.
Okay, Diane, go ahead, Diane, and I'll get you, Ken.
You mentioned the number of properties valued over $1 million, and you know how many those. Do you know how many derelict or abandoned residences there are in the municipality? Does your program tell you that as well?
No. And often, so we do have regular, you were like, where's to contact us or something like that. If someone, if we're not physically inspecting every single property every single year, but if the condition on a property falls into disrepair, we would advise the owner to contact us, and so we could come and take a look. It's if a property has fallen into disrepair, we can certainly adjust the assessment on that downward.
So whose responsibility is it?
Falls on
The
the
assessment, it's on the,
owner to reach out to us, and then we would come out and look at it.
if the municipality contacts you,
We can reach out to that, and there's a process, just like we do with permits, for example. Permits are entered into our system and we inspect all permits. Same thing would be the case if the municipality reached out to us and had a list of derelict properties to inspect.
Go ahead, Ken.
And erosion on Lake Winnipeg, Traverse Bay and Lester Beach. I was in Lester Beach the other day. Actually, I know very well. I know Traverse Bay and I know Lester Beach like the back of my hand. We're more than every there. I told the guy, I said, he showed me his tax bill. I said, I said, I want you to appeal this assessment. And when I got home, I said to my wife, I wouldn't even sleep in the place. Like he's 20 feet from falling over. Okay, so and we have some bad places like Traverse Bay, and do we take that into account, or who does that? You or we have to do that?
Two factors. So it's based on sales for sure.
Yeah.
So whenever property sells, we go out and we take a look. I can tell you that, being on lakefront, there's lots of issues, right? So some people love the view. They're willing to pay for the view. A lot of people like having water access, boating access, etc. But then there's the flip side of water property. You have erosion issues, you have flooding issues. And so that has an impact as well. Ultimately, the sales tell us if a property sells for $1 million and it's falling into the water, well, how do you explain that $1 million purchase? I can't tell you, there are areas in Alexander that have caveats in place, Lester Beach, for example, and there's 3 different grades of that caveat in place, and so depending, some of them literally are falling into the lake, and so that is definitely taken into account, and we use sales to back it up as well. There's other areas where the erosion isn't as bad and the market has not factored that into effect, but where it's bad, yeah, it's definitely reflected in the assessment, and the sales will tell us that.
It must be a little difficult for you to do because, you take Lester Beach, there's some really nice places, they could be assessed at 500,000-600,000. And this friend of mine has one rental in Lester Beach, and he was asking 140,000-150,000. Well, he phoned me a year ago or a couple of years ago, he says, Ken, like I couldn't get what I want, he said, but a guy come along and offered me 80,000, he said, I got a really good price on it, he took it right away. Because it's ready to fall in, you know.
Yep.
Okay, you know, and so you're going from the high to a low, say from 500,000 to sale, you know, to 80,000. So you really have a tough job assessing these places, you know, so.
Well, thanks for acknowledging that we have a tough job, but yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
It is,
Yeah,
it is, yeah, and I could think of a property in Lester Beach that sold 3 times.
Yeah.
And, you can see the erosion damage there, and it's, each time it's sold for more. And, you know, it doesn't make sense, but,
yeah, okay.
but definitely there is, Lester Beach isn't the only area, like you say, Traverse Bay, there's some areas there too that.
This isn't the question, Jocelyn, but if it's unsafe, who falls it?
Insurance.
No, that's not.
I recommend that you have your ratepayer contact their insurer and say, you know,
So what if they don't have insurance?
and they're in trouble.
I mean, like if it's unsafe, then
Unfortunately, insurance companies do not go and do what they're supposed to do. If you take a look at the derelict properties and the slum housing that we have in the neighboring community, those landlords, I don't know how they get away with it, but they do. So, and the insurance company doesn't even go in to inspect them. They're unsafe.
Yes.
Many of them. And so a house that's falling into the lake would be also in that category. It's unsafe.
Ford, you have a question?
I just wanna get straight, commercial in, if we have a short-term rental, when does that, if they have a short-term rental, is it considered commercial? Or,
So it's, there's 3, I'd say, main property classes.
okay,
There's residential, which is class 10. Officially, it's called other, which is class 60. Which I refer to as commercial, then there's the farm classification, but with a property, let's say 100% it's used for personal use, and let's say it's $100,000 assessment. You pay taxes on 45% of that value, if it's 100% residential, so you're paying taxes of $45,000 portioned assessment. Let's say you take that same property and it's used 100% of the time as a short-term rental. So they're gonna be paying taxes on 65% of the assessment. So instead of paying tax on a $45,000 base, paying taxes on a $65,000 base. And then if it's say a 50-50 mix,
right?
then we
Which is
split
majority
it
of them,
50-50 and 25-75, depending on the mix. And we look at the availability as a short-term rental, right? So if it's available 20 weeks of the year, you know, 20 divided by 52, and that gives you the how we would break that down.
Okay, so they will be paying, if it's 50-50, they might be paying 30-40% or whatever,
Yeah,
depending on the mix then. So
Yeah.
they do actually pay a little bit more.
yeah, they do.
Okay.
And for some, it's quite a bit more. It
Yes.
depends on the mix.
Right. 65% of it's totally, yes, short-term rental. Thank you, great.
Go ahead.
Basically, then it's, if the whole idea of it is, if you're buying 3 or 4 or 5 properties. To rent out short-term rentals, you're paying the full shot, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
If it's somebody that's just trying to look at as a way to generate enough revenue to pay for his taxes. You're renting it out through 8, 10, 12 weeks of the year, you're gonna pay a lot less, but you'll still get your benefit out of it, kind
Yeah.
of deal, so.
Yeah.
That's good, I like that,
Yeah.
good concept.
Yeah, and you know, speaking with some owners, they're required to get insurance for that as well.
Yeah.
So, speaking with one person who said, insurance company basically said if you rent it out for one day a year, 8 weeks a year, minimum you're paying is 20%, the commercial rate under health insurance. So,
But that's up for the insurance companies to
Yeah.
decide, but that is one of the things that we do require is that they have short-term rental insurance
Yeah.
as part of their application, right?
yeah.
And I just want to say, it's like, we've been dealing with you for a good number of years and you do a fantastic job. So take this as a pat on the back. We like what you're doing. You're working with us, not against this kind of a deal, which is great kind of a deal. But in a lot of ways, I think that for you, it's gotta be somewhat of a thankless job with more people, negative than positive kind of a deal. So I think this, like I say, is a good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Diane's got a question.
Sure.
When the municipality approves a short-term rental, you get notification from the municipality?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's up to us to make sure that it goes.
Yeah, and it's just, sometimes it's a timing issue, right? So if we're getting contacted in July, it's too late for us for our inspection cycle. But if we're contacted by March 31st of the year, then that gives us the opportunity to inspect.
So when you inspect, what do you look for?
So we'll do a physical inspection. If it's occupied, we'll talk with the person that's there. We'll try to retrieve contact information for the owner as much as possible. If the municipality has access to that information, very much appreciated. Often there's some telltale signs with short-term rentals. They'll have lock boxes. Sometimes they'll have special features added to a property like hot tubs, that sort of thing. They're landscaped really well generally.
You look at the landscaping too.
Yeah, well, it doesn't impact the valuation, but it just shows better, right? Because it has to, 'cause otherwise but I use my wife as an example. She's not gonna stay in a dump. She wants to go on a holiday to a nice place with, pretty flowers, a hot tub, all that kind of stuff. She's not gonna stay in a rough, bachelor pad type of property. So that's the type of market on short-term rentals we want to.
So you check the information that the RM has sent you, so many bedrooms.
Yeah.
And
It's not so much the bedrooms, but we'll get the information about the application and then we'll try to verify as much as possible. A lot of it falls on, we'll reach out to the owner. The owner doesn't get back to us. We have to make educated guesses. And
then they'll get back to you.
they'll get back to us because people get a notice. So whenever we change anything on a property, you get an assessment notice. You don't get the tax bill associated with that notice, but you get the notice. And it's sent before it comes into effect. So the onus then falls on the owner to react and open their mail and contact us.
Do you use VRBO and Airbnb?
Oh, Address questions to me.
Okay, Jack, can I ask?
Just hang on a second. We have time for any questions today.
You have the right to allow the public
I
to
know
ask
I have the right,
questions.
but we also have a packed agenda. If it's a quick question.
It is a quick question. Do you use Airbnb and VRBO as a reference as well?
So we wouldn't specifically, we don't have the capacity to go onto VRBO and check out every single property in the province. But if we get information from the municipality, anything we get from the municipality is extremely helpful.
Good.
Oh, and one last thing, if there's ever a fire, please let us know right away. Because that results, if we can inspect it right away, that's a 1-year sub reduction. If we don't learn about it for a couple of years, it's a 2-year sub reduction and you lose out on the small taxes. A little bit.
I didn't know that. That's, thanks for.
If that's saves the municipality more, if you contact us right away.
Thank you. But actually, the municipality would probably lose some because we've got to pay, we'd have to give back taxes or.
Yeah, but you lose a lot less if you contact us right away.
Okay. And it's better for the person that's had the fire too.
Yeah, absolutely. But they don't have to worry about it.
So that's good for everybody if you contact right away. Beautiful. Thank you very much for coming in today and explaining everything. It looks like you might get one of those years where you only have a few. But I guess the 21 of those short-term rentals are gonna be coming to senior probably.
Okay.
But he won't have 60.
No.
Right on, thanks.
And thanks.
Okay, so,
2 minutes,
what's that?
2 minutes.
Sure, just take a couple of minute break.
Mayor,
Sorry.
we're gonna start because your public hearings aren't scheduled till 11. We're gonna move straight into legend finance.
Okay. Can you put it on the screen forever? Yes, I got the agenda here. It's better if I have the agenda on the screen. That doesn't really matter, I guess.
You have it on your computer right there?
Yeah, I do.
You're better off following the computer.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I do both. I'll check it off on here. But this is more. A lot of times this is up to date, more than the paper, right?
Use your computer.
Yeah. That's what's up here too.
It's a letter that you sent through. Did you read the letter?
Oh, yeah.
He's certainly expressing himself about it. Different thing.
Some people use it to those some interesting things. I knew him from grade 4. Say first name.
Grade 4.
I didn't know him. Oh, they're really from all I guess.
That's really something.
Well, I didn't hang out with him. I mean, he was a couple of years older. We didn't hang out with other kids that went to the grade.
I mean, the comments are just totally out of control.
I just wait for like 10 years ago, and he's not the same at all. He's there, reasons against them, or whatever, something like that. Losing drugs. Yeah, me too. Like, that's a real testament. I don't like to be threatened either.
Yeah. I think one of those $1 million places.
Number 5, legislative and finance. Checks. Over a seconder, Diane's Diane's moved it.
Second.
Can we please read the resolutions into the record?
But with one general checks.
No, the resolution's not on the screen. It's the list. There you go.
Apologies, we're getting there.
We have to go, there it is. This is up to the top. Whereas the automatic withdrawals for the period April 28, 2026 to May 26, 2026, April 2026 visa expenditures and the general checks for the period ending May 26, 2026 have all been examined and found to be in order. Now therefore be resolved that the automatic withdrawals for the period April 28 to 2026 to May 26, 2026, the amount of $26,570.91 be approved. March 2026 Western Financial, $7,462.56. March 26 Manitoba Hydro, $15,491.80. March 2026 MTS, $36,1655. And be it further resolved, the following visa expenditures which included April 26 Public Works, 6/17/22, April 2026 Red River Fire Department Fire Chief, 6/20/63, April 26 BRFB Department Chief, Form 5222, April 2026 Office, 3493.57, be approved for payment. And be it further resolved that the total amount of $42,658.68 for check numbers 2026-0258 through 2026-0277 and EFT payments of $74,574.90, numbers 2602 through 260277, inclusive, be hereby approved for payment. Got a mover and a seconder? Move it.
Seconded.
Gord and Ken, any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor, carry. Wow.
Your movers can also do the reading for you.
That doesn't matter. If I get tired, I'll get somebody else to read it. Okay, so now we're on.
Do you want me to do this one? I'll just flip flop back.
Go ahead.
Okay, this one is payrolls, and that's whereas the mayor Briscoe's, councilors K, Danwich, Dubé, and Kingwins indemnity and per diem accounts to April 31st, 2026, Mayor Briscoe's and Councilors Kay Danwich and Kingwood's expense accounts for April 2026 have been examined and found in order. Now therefore be it resolved that the total council payroll and expenses in the amount of $15,447.36 be hereby approved for payment. Be it resolved that the April-May 2026 net payroll for the arm of Alexander for pay numbers 9 and 10 for the periods of April 19 and May 2nd and May 3rd, 16th, and yet in the amount of $167,595.97 be confirmed and approved.
So we've already got the mover and seconder. Yes, it was.
I'll move.
No, we don't have. a mover
No,
and
you do
seconder.
not have.
I'll move that.
Mac and Gord.
Seconded, okay.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor, carried. 5.3 waste disposal ground fees and taxes. Be it resolved, Council of the Rural Municipality of Alexander authorizing the outstanding waste disposal ground fees, the amount of $185 be placed in the appropriate tax accounts. Over a second. Diane and Jack. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor, carried. 5.4 is fire inspection appointment.
Okay, whereas fire safety inspection regulation Manitoba 208/2014 was enacted to clearly define those properties or those properties which were required to be inspected on a regular basis by both the local authorities and the Office of Fire Commissioner. Therefore, be it resolved that the rural municipality of Alexander hereby appoints Olivia Schuyler as the fire inspector for the 2026-2027 years. I'll move it.
Second.
Mac and Ken. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor, carried. No.
5.5.
5.5 Interlake Eastern Regional Health Authority, IERHA invitation. Resolution number 2026, be it resolved, the Council of the Rural Municipality of Alexander approved counselor to be determined to attend the Interlake Eastern Regional Health Authority meeting on Thursday, June 4th, 2026, 9:30 a.m. at the Selkirk Regional Center. Mover and seconder.
I'll move it.
Oh, Ken and Gord.
Seconded.
Who wants to attend?
I'm just gonna put. I just wanna make a comment. I don't know if I went there. I know it's an open meeting, but I'm a little disappointed with our Pine Falls Hospital. It's closed again this morning. My granddaughter was coming over for to see the doctor. They drove from home and they get there and it's closed. Like, oh, come on, guys, it's 2026. Why is our hospital closed? Okay, you know, in the middle of the week, I can see Saturday and Sunday fine for emergencies, but in the middle of the week, you know, and it's not an emergency, but still, it could be now, she has to run to Selkirk now after running to Pine Falls. So I don't know if should I go to this and complain about that or what's going, like, I know Beausejour was closed last year. I know a friend of mine went, you know, like, I'm just fed up with it, you know, like, you have to phone every time you go to the hospital.
It's a frustrating thing. There
It is
is,
very
there is, Interlake Eastern does have a Facebook page, website you can go on, and on that is a list of what, believe it or not, departments or hospitals that are open and ones that are closed. We're running into a big issue. Pine Falls is regularly closed, Pinawa is regularly closed, Beausejour is regularly closed, and it's because they don't have the staff available to keep them open like they should be, kind of a deal. If you wanna go and raise your concern with that, Ken, I think it would be a really good idea.
Oh, they put me down for it, even though I don't wanna go out.
Is anybody else gonna?
I'm tired of it, you know. And if there's an emergency for my other granddaughter who has asthma, then where does she go? She's running to the. Yeah, then where the hell does she go? You know, meanwhile, she's already there and the place is closed. It's very, very
I'm
disturbing.
glad you're gonna go down to that meeting. Appreciate that.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor, carried. So Ken's gonna attend that one.
Yep.
5.6 Community Futures Winnipeg River AGM invitation.
Be it resolved that the Council of the Arm of Alexander authorizes Councillor Kate to attend the annual general meeting of the Community Futures Winnipeg River, June 15th at 6:30 at the Pioneer Club of Lac du Bon. Is there anybody else that actually wanted to go to that as well?
Is there a mover and a seconder?
I'll move it.
No, I can second that, yeah.
So back in the board, and what was your question, sir?
I'm not gonna be here, I'm gonna be away.
Where you're going, you're going? Are you going?
Yeah.
Good man. So if there is no further discussion, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Carried. 5.7, 2026 Eastern District Tournament. What is on this here? Resolution 2026 be it resolved, Council of the Rural Municipality of Alexander approve.
You can use the word blank in the original resolution until you make a decision.
Yes.
Is anybody gonna go with that?
No. You going?
So we don't even need a mover, nothing.
Kevin Wall.
5.8 Wings of Power Resource Center Golf Tournament.
Okay, be it resolved that the council of the RM of Alexander approves blank. Again, for.
Does anybody wanna go to that? Administration. We'll need a mover in a second because nobody's really. 5.9 Rural Municipality of Alexander Scholarships. Resolution 2026 be it resolved, Council of the Rural Municipality of Alexander authorized scholarships to be awarded to graduating high school students for 2024-25 school year.
That, yeah, apologies.
25-26 school year as per the FIN 009 policy.
Second.
Any discussion? There isn't a list of people right now, or is there?
We can't announce that publicly because they haven't been awarded them yet. That's in your package confidentially for you to read after.
How many is there?
Both.
Four. Perfect. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor, carried. I don't even think we need to get him over to seconder for this because it was just me that was invited, like you said, and
It is non-transferable, sir.
it's not transferable, and I'm not gonna be able to go soon. We don't need him over to seconder. 511, Counselor K, Ward 1 discretionary grant allocation.
Yep.
Over to seconder.
I'll move that.
Be it resolved that the council of the RM of Alexander authorized Councillor K to use his discretionary fund monies to a maximum blank to provide funding to blank to go towards blank. And be it further resolved that this be charged to grants, and be it resolved that the grant monies will be released upon proof of completion of work and or submission of invoices.
Yeah, they're having a big annual event.
What is it for? You're filling the blanks for us.
Yeah, it's it's their it's a whole day activity. They start at 9 in the morning. Oh, yeah, for the Hillside Beach Cottage Owners Association. And the day starts with people meeting out there, and then they're having events throughout the whole day. They're having I think there's some tournaments there at the Harry Craig, and part of this $500 we're gonna do, it will also be free advertising for the RM and supporting their
It's a big
events.
fun day for kids.
Well, it's
For
also
everybody.
during the day, they'll be having food and other things as well.
Back and I'll spend it with you.
Pardon me?
No, I'd be willing.
Oh, you're already spent, okay.
As well, yeah.
We'll save $500 each. Yeah.
So
Or $100.
everybody.
Oh, well, okay, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, okay.
I think that it's a really good event.
Yeah.
Council is going to be advertised.
Yep.
And council supports it, so.
$100 each.
Okay,
It should be a big day.
Yeah.
It's supported by a lot of business.
yeah, it's, and a lot of businesses are gonna be there too, so. Okay,
Okay,
$500.
outside. Any further discussion? Oh, go ahead.
So I can just clarify then that the resolution will read, be it resolved that the council of the rural municipality of Alexander authorize all of council to use their discretionary grant fund monies to a maximum of $100 each to provide funding to go to Hillside Beach towards their fund day.
Yeah, I can give you the actual name.
That would be helpful.
I will, I'll get it for you.
Did we have, well, we don't, did we have over to second?
Yeah.
The second?
Somebody.
Yes, your seconder was Kevin.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote, all those in favor?
No.
Carried.
Hillside Beach Family Fest, Fun Fest.
Family Fun Fest.
Yeah, it's the whole day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You have your new addition.
It's almost 11, but not quite, so we'll go into. Well, you don't want to do your.
Oh, it's 5.12, your additions. It's
Well,
not
the
on your.
addition is, okay, the addition here is 5.12. All council for attendance on here. Resolution 2026. Be it resolved that the council of the rural municipality of Alexander approved councilors. So far it's Diane and Jack to attend Association of Manitoba Bilingual Municipalities Leadership Session on June 18th at the Winnipeg River Heritage Museum. And Diane and I are going, right? Better be. Does anybody else want to attend?
What do you need?
No. Well,
I might drop in.
it's all day, well, from 10:30 till when?
Including supper.
11:30?
And there's the day
June
ends
18th.
ends at that big paper town.
Yeah, June 18th, 12 to 4:45.
I'll see no.
Mac,
I wouldn't mind.
so Mac is coming and Gord,
No, it's a special day, I better not go.
Do you have a mover and seconder, sir?
I don't think so, I'll move it and, or Diane can move it, I'll second it.
Plan something.
Do you want to move it? Yeah.
I got a meeting in West St. Paul.
Any further discussion, hearing none, call for the vote, all those in favor? So that is it. We just take a couple of minute break and fill it, because you don't want to see your personnel policies. Yeah. Okay, so just take a couple minute break again and we'll come back to for 11 o'clock for the age of short-term rentals. Can I do that now? Or do we?
You can do that now.
First. Everybody or anybody online, you have to raise your hand to speak because I believe because you're muted right now. And we will unmute you at this end to ask your question. I don't know if everybody caught that. I'll say it again. Everybody online, anybody online, if you have a question, raise your hand. And we will unmute you and I will let you know to go ahead and talk. Anyway, we're back in our meeting here and we're going to move out of it. And into our public hearing for 11 o'clock, which is 11:02. That was Diane and Gord. This is over in a second.
Okay.
All in favor? We have to do an all in favor for that one. If we're gonna do things right, we might as well do it.
We should probably do them each time, yes.
Okay, all those in favor, carried.
Go the 3 times to get one.
This formal stuff is pretty crazy. Okay, so we're in the public hearing. The first one is a 4.4. Conditional use 142611.042 Lakeshore Road 2026. Do I read the other things too? No, wait.
No, you're not voting in a public hearing.
All right, we're not getting anything. So there's nothing outstanding, Trevor, for
this one?
the Lakeshore?
No, it's a new short-term rental. I haven't received any complaints.
Okay, and they have their forms.
Everything looked good on the application.
Is Kim Belbus here right now online?
She is.
Yes, she is.
There's no objections or anything right now, so if you'd like to add anything, no, feel free to do that. Kim, are you there?
Right.
No, we can't.
So I guess Kim has nothing to add, so we will move on to the next one. Conditional use 1526-39.
Trevor's being.
1626, 11, 112-137 Traverse Bay Road.
Is this a renewal?
I don't think so. Let me catch up.
That's about, I was ordering on my list.
Yeah. It's a new one. Shore Roads, this one's the Traverse Bay one, 4.5.
Yeah.
Conditional use 1626 11. I'll have to look for the hand. Thank you, whoever's pointing the hand on there. 11/21/37 Traverse Bay Road North, short-term rental renewal 2026. Trevor, there's nothing to add into there, no objections, everything's been fine. Have they had any complaints?
For, this one, no.
Oh, it's gone off the screen.
Yes, so I had to juggle both here.
Sorry,
No objections and it's a renewal.
No objections, renewal. I haven't received any objections at all since they were first approved.
okay, well, from the sheet to, or from the computer to the sheet.
Yeah, the
this thing
computer
is
and the
supposed to
sheet
be
are
River,
mixed match.
they're just transposed, okay,
Yep.
they are. So 4.6 conditional use. I should ask to see if someone's online, if they're here, if there's anything to add.
No one was here for that one.
Nobody's here for
Previous
that one.
No.
Thank you very much. Okay, so now we're on the Oswego River,
Wasso,
Wasso River.
Wasso.
4.6 conditional use 1526-39 Wasso River Road 2026. Nothing to add for that one either, Trevor.
No, James is here. I haven't received any complaints about it. Application, everything checks out.
James, that's you.
Yes, sir.
Did you want to add anything? If there's no objections, there's.
Just
If you have
gonna
any
do our,
questions,
we're just gonna do our best, in the circumstances. Mr. Kinghorn is aware of our circumstances on a personal level as well. So,
We did, yeah.
we didn't plan this. It wasn't a planned thing, so.
So you're just doing it.
Well, we're doing it because our son passed away last year, July 13th, and so we were kind of left with it and
Okay,
unfortunately, and, yeah, it was just, a predicament that we hadn't planned for in any way, shape or form. And so we're just trying to support the property so that others can enjoy it.
right on. So, yeah, as long as you follow whatever the rules, if you're.
We're gonna follow the rules. My wife and I are sticklers for it. We're vetting all the people that are coming in. Super strict. If you got time to review our letter of intent, and our policy for renting is extremely strict. No parties, quiet times. No fireworks. You know, everything on the property is approved, the fireplace is WEDI certified. We have the covered, fire pit down at the, water's edge, which has the screens and the whole 9 yards. Everything is in really good shape.
I've been down there for water. And the one thing about this is basically James and his wife lives at 22 and the property's at 30.
Oh, I was gonna ask
So they're,
the mainly asked question is,
there's a number of lots of ways.
who do you have looking after if you're not living right here? But you're
Oh,
living
we
right
are,
next to
we
work.
live on Otter Drive and.
So you've answered it.
Yes,
Perfect.
yes, sir.
Thank you very much for your time. We'll be
Thank
making
you
a
for,
decision.
thank you for council to have the time for us.
Right on. We'll be making a decision when we go back into the regular meeting. Can't vote in the public hearing, but thank you very much.
Thank
You can stick around and wait to hear what is gonna happen, or
Sure.
you'll be notified in a couple of weeks by the.
By official notice. Yeah, and thank you, Trevor, for all your assistance.
no problem.
Really appreciate it.
Okay, so the next one is,
Uh,
we did the Traverse Bay, so
Where are you
now on
going?
4.8, conditional use
8.7.
8.7. Is there a couple
Yeah,
Traverse?
41, 92 Traverse Bay.
4.7, conditional use 1726 4108 Traverse Bay Road, East 2026. Is there anything of importance to add for that one, Trevor?
No, new short-term rental application, everything looked good. No complaints. Yeah, Lisa Phillip is online.
Is there Glenn Collins or
Glenn
Lisa?
Collins isn't here, but Lisa is. I don't know if she would like to speak or.
Lisa, if you'd like to say something, you can. There's no objections to you having your permit. Okay. Thank you very much. You'll be notified within a couple weeks, or you can hang around and listen to We'll be voting when we come back into the meeting. The next one is 38 Road East.
That's an interesting one.
This is the 4.8 conditional use 1826 or 104 151 Road 38 East conditional use. Trevor, same thing, this one.
This is not a short-term rental. No, this one, they would like to construct a man-made swimming pond type.
So a dugout.
That's a Grand Bumps, yeah.
Oh, okay, that one.
Jen is here to speak to this as well.
Jen, are you online? Jen
Yes,
Cron?
can you hear me? I'm here. Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Okay,
There's been no objections, but if you could fill us in a little bit on what you're doing there.
yes. Okay, I just made a few notes so I don't miss anything. Thank you, first of all, for Michelle and Trevor. Every time I reached out, you guys are very accessible. So what we have Grand Palms RV Resort, which is just outside the gates of Grand Beach Provincial Park. We are looking to put in a man-made lake oasis for our campers. So just to fill you in a little bit, this property used to be a water park. And we own 328 acres all around us. So this would not bother any of our neighbors. We are hiring out the build of the oasis as well as the filtration system to professionals. I had a conversation yesterday at length with the filtration company, and these are the points that I would bring to council that she told me yesterday. So our oasis would actually benefit the environment in our area because we'll be adding to the landscape and we'll be adding a wetland that will capture surrounding water runoff. We'll be treating this water naturally, no chemicals used, with using DSL, domestic substance listed. It's a beneficial bacteria that Health Canada is aware of and is in many other commercial swim ponds in Manitoba. So there's no harm to the environment, no harsh chemicals. We'll be using the following: CWP Pond Cleaner Plus, which clarifies the water and digests organics. CWP Phosphate Binder, which binds phosphorus naturally to starve the algae. CWP Pond Dye, which is a food grade pond dye. And fine bubble aeration improves the water and boosts the bacteria to promote healthy, clean water. It would be a clay-lined pond with a sand bottom, and it's right beside an existing swimming pool that we do have. So we are naturally in a low spot there anyway, so much of our water would just be runoff. It'd flow into there, but we do have an existing pump house from the water park that we would use to top it off if necessary. So basically, we believe this project brings positive light to this area of Manitoba and to the RM, and it would ultimately grow the economy in this area, bring more people to this area, which translates to more dollars in this RM.
Well, thank you very much. I just do have a couple questions though, Trevor. Is there somebody that is we're not the only agents basically that's looking after this? Are we?
So for this conditional use, yes, we would be.
Like, do they have to have the Lactobani
Like health.
health person?
We did already get that. Michelle, I would have sent that to you. That was from what's her name there now? The Manitoba governing.
Broker?
Pardon me?
Heidi?
No, different department.
For department?
We got the approvals already from, I'm forgetting her name right now. Do you remember, is Michelle on the call? Do you remember the name?
Offhand, no, I don't, but we have the approval. Yeah.
We got the approval from the other governing body. We just need the RM conditional use permit.
And then the other question I have is just, I don't know how deep this water is, but do you have a fence around your pool? I would imagine. Is there gonna be a fence around this as well?
Yeah, we'll put a fence around it. It's not, we haven't built it yet, but when we do, we'll be building a fence, correct?
Okay. Okay, well, thank you very much for, is there anybody here that was, opposed to this?
Nobody registered.
Nobody? Okay, we'll be voting on this when we come back into the meeting, the regular meeting. You can stick around and, wait for the vote to hear what the results are, or you'll be notified within a couple of weeks, from the administration office.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Are you having a chili bake-off again this year?
I was just realizing that was you. Yes, maybe you could participate. We'd love to have you back. That was a great night.
Thanks very much. I'd like to attend again too.
Oh, that'd be great. I think this year we're gonna do meat cook-off, not just chili. So we'll keep you posted.
Thank you very much. Okay, the next one is. It looks like my computer's frozen.
Let me,
What is it? 4.2.
4.9.
4.9.
Put up a dwelling and a.
Put up a house dwelling in,
No,
read that, Jack?
I'm gonna read it off the screen here now. It's 4.9 conditional use 1926-456 Jackfish Lake Road 2026.
Have you got anything on that, Trevor, at all? Like,
it's a vacant, they just want, because of its zoning, a house is a conditional use,
okay.
so they just want to build a,
So,
live on it.
There's a old house on it already. I was there the other day and, I talked to them that they're gonna rip the old place down and put up a new place there.
Okay.
Yeah,
That would be between them and,
yeah, it's just a here, yeah.
Right.
Nice area.
And they've got full road access and
Yeah,
everything else.
yeah, right on,
Right on Jackfish
yeah,
Road.
Right.
Yeah.
Is either Taylor Sear or Albert here? If you are, we have no objections to this. Everything looks okay.
Taylor Sears
If you'd like
picked this
to-
up, so she can.
I think Taylor would like to say something.
Unmute your mic, Taylor, and you can speak.
Yep, hi. Someone had mentioned that they spoke to us regarding an old dwelling on the property. I don't think that that was us because we are unaware of any property on there.
Somebody else. Okay, well, there's no objections.
No objections anyways.
You can hang around till, when we go back into the regular meeting, we'll be voting on it then. Is there anything you'd like to add to it, or let us know about?
No, I did send the site plan this morning. I do apologize that it was late. I was out of the country. But yeah, so the site plan was sent this morning. We're just getting the private approach off of Jackfish Lake Road, past the house, past the school and the maintenance yard. And it'll be 150 meters in. So I think we meet all the allowances required.
Perfect, thank you very much. Like I said, you can stick around and wait for the vote when we get back to the regular meeting, or administration will be notifying you within a couple of weeks, or you can call them tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
and 410.
410 conditional use 2026-19 Woodland Drive 2026.
This is would like to move a used dwelling onto a property. There's a report on here from Albert and he didn't have any issues with it.
He says it's well maintained, well constructed.
Yeah, he's inspected the building and he's got no concerns.
He has no concerns with it, it's well maintained.
Is anyone here for that property? Would you like to speak?
Nicole is here for the property and I'm not sure if she'd like to say anything.
You don't have to say anything, but if you'd like to, go ahead, Nicole. Thanks very much for your time. If you would like to stick around to listen to the for the vote when we come back to the regular meeting, or you can the administration will send you a notification by mail within the next couple of weeks, or you can phone them tomorrow. Thank you very much. The next one is.
Excuse me. I have to leave, I have to leave this one, I'm not.
Okay. So we're at 411.
All right.
Not on the screen.
It's trying to.
Oh, I'll wait.
Maybe you'd like to present it for them.
So zoning bylaw amendment 0426 This is to change the zoning from RR to CGD to allow the gift shop to remain there. They want to move the gift shop downstream a couple hours, is essentially what's happening.
Okay,
Just to be confirmed, it's just the lot that they're doing, that they're not doing the whole.
subdivision.
No, it's just the one property. There was a property.
Is there a dwelling on that property already or?
No, which is why we're doing a zoning change. They never wanted a house on the property. So in order to have the business without a dwelling, they had to do a
It's a
zoning,
conditional use, okay,
not a conditional use.
or sorry,
No, this
It's
is
just, this is zoning
Zoning,
bylaw.
yeah.
Yeah.
zoning bylaw.
sorry, yeah.
I guess I'll ask that too. Is there any objections to this?
There's one letter that was submitted.
That is some letter.
Mhm.
I don't think we'll read that letter.
It's provided on the, it'll be part of the formal record.
Okay,
Once,
Everybody has a chance to see what he said.
yes, it'll be part of the formal record once.
yeah, I'm not gonna
come out
read the
of
letter,
public
it's kind of a nasty letter.
It is, it'd be interesting.
It's an objection to this, and, just so that's clear, at least.
And he had,
Yes, sorry, the applicant is online. Angela's online. She's the applicant.
They want
Oh,
to,
okay,
they want to hear from the applicant.
Yeah,
okay,
it'd be a good idea.
what's her name, sorry?
Angela.
Angela, if you're online, do you have anything to add for your, conditional use for the, property?
No.
Yeah, so we're just looking at moving the business from where it is, essentially a few hundred yards down the road. The business has existed there since 2014. And I mean, I don't know what the objections are, but like I say that the amount of traffic, or if there's concerns with respect to that type of thing, it's been there for a number of years without disrupting. The store is a big part of the economic stability of Traverse Bay, and has a long-standing positive reputation in the community. And we're just looking at trying to continue that, I say essentially just a few hundred meters from where it exists today.
Thank you very much for your time. We will be voting on this when we go back into the regular meeting, which is right away. And, you can stick around and wait to hear the outcome of that vote. Or in 2 weeks from now, you'll be hearing it or seeing it in the mail, or you can phone Trevor tomorrow. Thanks very much for your time. And we are gonna move on to public hearing.
One more, we got 0626, which is.
Again,
I have one question, please.
Okay, go ahead. Is
Is it
for
about
this
the one you just
I
watched?
have one question.
Okay, go ahead.
The complainant, in the letter, does he have property there? Does he have a building there?
He's beside it, no building.
Property, no building.
And he had
No building. So in other words, he doesn't reside there.
He says in the letter, he says, I don't know if it's in a letter, but he talked to me, he said
Okay,
he wants to move out there, but.
okay. But right now, there's nothing there.
As of now, the land is considered vacant. There's nothing, there's no.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so this is the next one here.
0626, which is 412.
Okay,
412 bylaw, 626 zoning bylaw amendment. Public hearing.
This is just a general amendment to the zoning bylaw.
Is there any objectors?
No,
This is putting more some clarification than anything else, is it not?
it's more of a housekeeping as well as changing it to allow the pond at Grand Palms to be a conditional use in that zone.
So again, because of the order of the agenda, one of the conditions that will come out of this is that when you pass the conditional use, one of the conditions is that you're going to pass this second and third reading, and if you choose not to, then it invalidates.
Have we done the first reading on that one already?
We've done first reading on this bylaw, but
So we can do the second and third when we come back into the regular meeting.
yes, but in the order the agenda is set up based on your organizational meeting bylaw, you will be doing your conditional uses first. So you're going to conditionally approve it on the condition that you pass the bylaw.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha. So we're gonna move back into, do we move on to this one and then back into the other one, or just back into the other one?
you'll have, Trevor will put your new resolution back up on the screen as soon as the technology agrees with it.
Decides to catch up.
Yeah,
Oh, there's a,
so technically it's just be it resolved that
Okay.
council.
Oh,
No,
that one.
yeah, sorry, you have to reconvene into a regular meeting of council 11:24 a.m.
Second.
okay, so the resolution 2026-229, be it resolved, council reconvene into regular meeting of council at 11:25 a.m. There, mover and seconder. Ken and Mac, any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor, carried. So we are back into our regular meeting and we are going to go to. Well, 4 is, what we've done for 4.1, did that one too, 4.2. 4.4. Yeah, bridge 4.4 conditional use, 1426. Lakeshore Road. Resolution, whereas a public hearing has been held in reference to an application for a conditional use by the applicant of property legally described as Lot 2 Plan 70368, Southeast 17-19-7 EPM. Roll number 160082, Ward 1, 110042 Lakeshore Road to allow short-term rental business in the RG Recreation General Zone. Now therefore, be it resolved that the request to allow short-term rental business under zoning bylaw 0820 be hereby approved to conform with the current zoning bylaw in a RG Recreation General Zone on the following conditions. Number 1, owner must rent for a minimum of 1 week, 4 days, 4 nights per occasion. Why does it say 1 week and then it says 4 days, 4 nights?
That's the
I
standard.
didn't do that.
More than 2 days, because
More than 3 days.
A minimum of 1 week isn't 4 days, it's 7 days. That's kind of.
If it's a work week, it's 5 days, but there's a lot of work weeks now are 4 days, so you don't take.
We'll look at the resolutions and
Okay.
some of them.
Yeah, just to make sure that wording's correct, because it'll see it as number
No,
2.
that wording has been in there since we started. It was 4 days.
Could be wrong right from the start. Nope.
No, it's right.
Okay.
Number 2.
Number 2, owner must receive a signed rental agreement from each renter which details rules and regulations for use of the property. Go ahead and move it up.
I'm trying.
Oh, it's slow. Okay, number 3, that the owner is responsible for ensuring that all occupants of the property comply with the requirements of all municipal bylaws. Number 4, that the total number of persons at or on the property is limited to no more than 8 people at any time, 4 bedrooms. No noise. Number 5, no noise is defined in the municipal noise bylaw, may be made between the hours of 10 PM and 7 AM. Number 6, outdoor fires only allowed in a chimney. No fireworks, firecrackers, sky lanterns, or fire pit fires allowed. So that was my question for that one. They have a chimney?
I think it's the fire pit right now, but that's something you can look at.
Yeah. They'll have lost it. It's number 7. No lighting that projects beyond the boundary of the property that may disturb or cause concern to neighboring properties. Number 8, owner agrees to permit designated municipal bylaw enforcement full access to the property at any time in order to confirm compliance with conditions or investigate complaints. Number 9, owner to provide personal contact information to all neighbors and affected concerned ratepayers in order to ensure that they can make immediate contact in case of concerns arise. Owner information, not caretaker or property manager. Number 10, no more than 1 vehicle per bedroom at or on the property at any time. No, number 11, no more than 2 of any off-road vehicles, ATVs, snowmobiles, watercrafts on the property at any time. Number 12, that this order is valid until May 26th, 2027. The owner must reapply for conditional use approval every year. Then move to seconder.
And, or Gord,
Gord,
yeah.
Dan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor? Carried.
Might I make a suggestion that if we do follow the same format, but from 1 to 12, because it is consistently the same
same,
for everyone, that we not have to read out unless there is.
Yeah, I think we're going to make some changes as to how your resolutions read, maybe turn them into reports to council. So you're just approving, as presented in the reports.
Yeah, I think
That this is onerous and,
Yes.
very, very bizarre to me.
I used to say as read all the time and nobody complained.
Well, if we're putting this stuff up on the board, it makes it easier kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
4.5.
all in favor?
any further discussion, hearing none, call for the vote, all those in favor, carried. I think we did that already.
Yeah, so we did that already, didn't we?
I think so. All right,
Okay, 4.5.
4 point what?
This is Travers. Okay, whereas a public hearing has been held in reference to an application for conditional use by the applicant of the property legally being described as lot 6, plan 19436 in W 30-19-8 EPM, roll number 208900, Ward 1, 112137 Traverse Bay Road North, to allow for a short-term rental business in our residential zone, and whereas conditional use 1525 expired on April 23rd, 26, and must apply for a second conditional use. Now therefore be it resolved.
As read.
Okay. I was gonna read that, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, because it's the same 12,
Yes. It's the same condition.
we'll just roll it down so it feels, but it should be the same 12 basically.
Right.
He has trouble scrolling it
I know.
down too.
Okay.
Somebody said they want to see it at least. They're not gonna read it though.
Who said that? Sorry.
Scroll it down.
Can we see it online there? We're projecting the screen to them. This is why it needs to be read out at the moment.
Okay,
Every time.
So just,
okay.
we'll
Scroll,
correct this before your next.
okay, scroll it down so that all 12 are visible, please, Trevor.
Yeah, because it's hard to keep. When it's moving to stay on the line.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so conditions being: 1, owner must rent for a minimum of 1 week, 4 days, 4 nights per occasion. Owner number 2, owner must receive or sign rental agreement from each renter, which details rules and regulations for use of the property. 3, that the owner is responsible to ensure for ensuring that all occupants of the property comply with the requirements of all municipal bylaws. 4, the total number of persons on the property is limited to no more than 6 people at any time, 3 bedrooms. 5, no noise is defined as defined in the municipal noise bylaw, may be made between the hours, of 10 PM and 7 AM. 6, outdoor fires only allowed in a chimney. No fireworks, firecrackers, sky lanterns, or fire pits allowed. 7, no lighting that projects beyond the boundary of the property that may disturb or cause concern to neighboring properties. 8, owner agrees to permit designated municipal bylaw enforcement staff full access to the property at any time in order to confirm compliance with conditions or investigate complaints. 9, owner to provide personal contact information to all neighbors and affected concerned ratepayers in order to ensure that they can make immediate contact in case of any concerns arise. Owner information, not caretaker or property manager. Number 10, no more than 1 vehicle per bedroom on the property at any time. 11, no more than 2 of any off-road vehicles, ATVs, snowmobiles, watercrafts on the property at any time. And number 12, that this order is valid until May 26, 2027, at which point the renewal process will commence.
Got to go over to seconder.
I'll second the Bible question. Go ahead. I just want to make a comment. This is the second one that we did in the last month or so, okay? The last one we did, we had 6 or 7 complaints and we completely ignored the people that complained. We still gave it to them. There's only 10 places on objections. There's only 10 pieces. I know there was no objection. I'm making a comment. There's only about 10 places on this street. Okay, from Traverse Bay North going down to the lake, okay? Well, that's two rentals we have on there. I just want everybody to know that there's gonna be 2 places, short-term rentals on the street, and there's only 10 places. So I just wanted everybody to know that.
Remember, was this a new application or a renewal?
This is a renewal.
It's a renewal, so it's been there for a period of time already, so.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote, all those in favor, carried. This one is
Also,
Wasso. Whereas a public hearing has been held in reference to an application for conditional use by the applicant of property legally described as lot 12, block 3, plan 14836 in South 7-17-14 EPM, roll number 244834, Ward 1, 39 Wasso River.
sorry, it should word 4.
Supposed to be Ward 4 on there. So that's what you have to read them, I guess. So that one's supposed to say Ward 4 to allow a short-term rental business in our residential zone. Now therefore be it resolved that the request to allow short-term rental business under zoning bylaw 0820 be hereby approved to conform with the current zoning bylaw in a R residential zone on the following conditions. 1, owner must rent for a minimum of 1 week. Number 2, owner must receive a side rental agreement for each renter, which details rules and regulations for the use of the property. Number 3, that the owner is responsible for ensuring that all occupants of the property comply with the requirements of all municipal bylaws. Number 4, that the total number of persons at or on the property is limited to no more than 6 people at any time for 3 bedrooms. Number 5, no noise as defined in the municipal noise bylaw may be made between the hours of 10 o'clock PM and 7 AM. 6, outdoor fires only allowed in a chimney, no fireworks, firecrackers, sky lanterns, or fire pit fires allowed. Number 7, no lighting that projects beyond the boundary of the property that may disturb or cause concern to neighboring properties. Number 8, owner agrees to permit designated municipal bylaw enforcement staff full access to the property at any time in order to confirm compliance with conditions or investigate complaint. Who was the seconder?
There's a couple more, there's a couple more.
It's just frozen for you guys.
Oh, yeah, we're only at 8, we got 12, I think. I should know these off by heart now. Anybody on the line, it's just the computer's screen has frozen, we're just gonna wait till it comes back.
Why are we having such a problem with this? Is that,
It's aged.
That's what?
It's old technology.
well, okay then.
Needs an update.
We have somebody from Microwave coming up to do an assessment.
Okay.
And some relocation of,
Buggers and stuff like that.
well, so that you can see it as well.
Yeah. Be nice. So I have
Well,
this,
you got this here.
works great.
It works.
Oh, here we go, back online.
So you got 8 done, you need number 9, 10, 11, 12.
Number 9, owner to provide personal contact information to all neighbors and affected concerned ratepayers in order to ensure that they can make immediate contact in case of concerns arise. Owner information on caretaker or property manager. Number 10, no more than 1 vehicle per bedroom at or on the property at any time. Number 11, no more than 2 of any off-road vehicles, ATVs, snowmobiles, watercrafts on the property at any time. Number 12, that this order is valid until May 26, 2027. The owner must reapply for conditional use approval every year. Mover and a seconder, Matt and Ken. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor? Carried.
Perfect. Great. You've got a fire pit, I think, down on the property. You'll have to.
Yeah,
It is a chimney?
yeah, it's got the full screen, the whole 9 yards.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Trevor pointed that out, I think, and brought it to our attention. And
yeah,
I think yourself may have as well.
sure. No, the reason we're doing that is that fire pits can get pretty unruly, whereas a chimney, it's a lot smaller, so it's.
Oh, yeah.
more-
Yeah, it's not a monster, that's for sure.
Okay, right on. Well, there you go.
Everything is under control. Thank you, council. We appreciate everything.
You're welcome.
Take care.
We shall.
Have a good summer.
We're hoping.
Yes.
The weather's changing.
Yes, finally.
Yeah.
Thank you. You want me back?
Or 7.
4.7.
That would be this one, then that's, we're 41082 Progress Bay Road East. Whereas a public hearing has been held in reference to an application for conditional use by the applicant. The property legally described as lot 2, plan 47483 in southwest 36-19-7 EPM, roll number 204914, Ward 1, 41082 Traverse Bay Road East, to allow for a short-term rental business in an RR rural residential zone. Now therefore be it resolved that the request to allow a short-term rental business under zoning bylaw 820 be hereby approved to conform with the current zoning bylaw in a rural RR zone on the following conditions. 1, owner must rent for a minimum of 1 week, 4 days, 4 nights per occasion. 2, owner must receive a signed rental agreement from each renter which details rules and regulations for use of the property. 3, that the owner is responsible for ensuring that all occupants of the property comply with the requirements of all municipal bylaws. 4, that the total number of persons on property is limited to no more than 2 people at any time, 1 bedroom. No noise is defined in the municipal bylaw may be made between the hours of 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. 6, only outdoor fires only allowed in a chimney. No fireworks, firecrackers, sky lanterns, or fire pits. Fires allowed. 7, no lighting that projects beyond the boundary of the property that may disturb or cause concern to neighboring properties. 8, owner agrees to permit designated municipal bylaw enforcement staff full access to the property at any time in order to confirm compliance with the condition or investigate complaints. 9, owner to provide personal contact info to all neighbors and affected concerned rate payers in order to ensure that they can make immediate contact in case of any concerns arise. Owner information, not caretaker or property manager. 10, no more than 1 vehicle per bedroom on the property at any time. No more than 2 no more than number 11, no more than 2 of any off-road vehicles, ATV, snowmobile, watercraft on the property at any time. That this order is valid until May 26, 2027. Owner must reapply for conditional use approval every year.
Who were the seconder?
I'll move it. I can second it.
Kenny Gord, any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote, all those in favor? Carried.
May I ask why we're reading all the conditions again for each? of them?
Because the way that it's set up, I guess is what it boils down to. It's
Yeah.
part of the resolution. You gotta
Can
read
we
it.
not just make reference to the conditions that have already been read out?
If I promise that, well, this will be corrected by the next time you see anything to do with planning at the next meeting, can we read them out today? Because we're not sharing the agenda to the screen, which we should probably be doing, and we're not presenting council reports, so.
We've only got 2 more to go and then.
Yeah, I
they're done.
promise you will never have to suffer through this again.
You don't have to read them again anyway, it's something else. Okay, so this one here is number 4.8, conditional use 1828, 104, 151, road 38, 26.
Yeah, this
So whereas a public hearing has been held in reference to an application for conditional use by the applicant of property legally described as Northwest 16-18-7 EPM, roll number 81-900 or 2-104-151, road 38 East, to allow the construction of a man-made swimming pond in a RCI rural commercial industrial zone. Now therefore be it resolved that the request to allow the construction of a man-made swimming pond under zoning bylaw 0820 be hereby approved to conform with the current zoning bylaw in a RC rural commercial industrial zone on the following conditions. 1, a building permit be obtained. Number 2, that bylaw 0626 being a bylaw to amend zoning bylaw 0820 to allow swimming pools and ponds as a necessary use. Will be conditional use in the RCI rural commercial industrial zone. We serve third and final reading. I'm gonna move over to second. That's Ken and Diane. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor, carried. And then the next one is 4.9.
Yeah.
Conditional use 1926, 456 Jackfish Lake Road. 2026.
Yeah, I'll just wait for it to come up.
Whereas a public hearing has been held in reference to an application for conditional use by the applicant of property legally described as Southwest 141817 or 7 EPM roll number 80,000, Ward 2, 456 Jackfish Lake Road. To allow the construction of a dwelling in a RCI rural commercial industrial zone. Right. Now therefore be it resolved that the request to allow the construction of a dwelling under zoning bylaw 0820 be hereby approved to conform with the current zoning bylaw as a RCI rural commercial industrial zone on the following conditions. Number one, a building permit be obtained. Over the second, Ken and Gord. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor? Okay. We got it. I saw three. Anything? Okay. Last one. And this one is for
I got it up here. Whereas a public hearing has been held in reference to an application for conditional use by the applicant of the property legally described as Lot 2, Block 7, Plan 14223 in Southwest 6-16-3, 13 EPM, roll number 219941, Ward 4, 19 Woodland Drive, to allow the placement of a used dwelling in a R residential zone. Now therefore be it resolved that the request to allow the placement of a used dwelling under zoning bylaw 0820 be hereby approved to conform with the current zoning bylaw in our residential zone on the following conditions: a building permit be obtained. I'll move it.
Second.
Oh, Mac and Diane, any discussion? Building report is hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor?
Carried.
And now it's 411.
Yep.
Those, I'm sorry, are being handled under bylaws, which is further down in your agenda.
Okay, both of them, 11 and 12.
Yes,
Okay.
so technically you're at number 6.
We're at you then.
Yes,
CAO's report.
that would be me and Giselle, yes.
And you do not have to read everything.
You know, I probably won't. We're still on track to have the audit done soon. We're just still waiting on the planning district for their financials. We did hear back from the municipal board on how long they're going to take to approve the bylaw you've given first reading to, and we are looking anywhere between 8 and 12 weeks, which we find unacceptable, and was probably why the province is amending their legislation so that we can do these without begging for approval.
It's better than 8 to 12 months.
That's true. It is better than 8 to 12 months. We have advertised the civil engineer position, and recruitment is ongoing.
So, excuse me, I had to make a correction to that. It's not a civil engineer, it's a civil engineering.
Technologist, sorry, it's my fault. So yes, and then there is a response on the building engineering report that you have for our committee of the whole session later today. I am still actively doing the policy and bylaw reviews. Giselle has been going over files with me and learning all of the history, which is useful. And Jay has been taking me out to see different areas of the municipality. So I can, pardon? Highlights. And so I can get to know some of the more entertaining areas and actually have eyes on certain projects so I can speak to it when residents phone. And I'm also starting to make appointments and take appointments with residents who wish to speak to me about history or their concerns. Your upcoming meetings are listed, and I don't know if Giselle has anything to add to that.
No, I think I'm okay. You've the municipal board approval for that's the approval for the Poplar Ave water project. I'm hoping that they speed it up, we'll say. I will, basically tell the provincial finance officer that we need this done sooner than later. But I mean, it is what it is. So hopefully we get the approval sooner and we can proceed with that project. Otherwise, I think, I'll be back in the office next week, and that'll leave 6 weeks for Jay and I before we leave. So
yeah, we'll retire.
Yeah.
Is that like you're bragging or complaining now?
A little bit of both. There's
Well,
never
thank
enough time.
Thank you both very much for your reports.
Okay.
Jason's gonna give a verbal report.
You got one too, or?
Yeah, as of yesterday, we started the gravel haul, yearly gravel haul. That usually takes about a month. We're gonna lag about a week before we start dust control. Just we have other commitments. And being short-staffed, a couple of people that will work out for, following suit with the gravel and dust control. And that takes us about a month. Grass cutting equipment in the shop right now. They're going through that to get that ready. Dan's been touring around a little bit, some with me, some on his own, just to get used to the daily grind and meeting some people. And over the next 6 weeks, we'll try and cram some more in and take it from there. And the next council meeting, Dan will have a report for council.
Perfect.
Has there been any more complaints over, I shouldn't say any more, because there was only one that I got. For firework over in the circles and
Just
there.
not a formal complaint, just somebody in the area is complaining to many people.
Same person
No,
or someone else?
somebody else, yeah.
I just wanted to say again, I think it looks great.
Yeah,
It's different than it looks. Oh, what happened to start with? But I mean, once you start looking at it, it looks great.
I mean, it's sad that the RM has to do that, but it's unfortunate that the trees are dying, so they clean them up.
Yeah.
That's great. The only thing is, moving forward, we should start droning the area prior to our work, during our work, and after for a couple of years. Then we have a benchmark of what it looked like and what it'll look like in 0 to 5 years.
Was there any pictures taken?
We
of what it
have a
looked
few
like before?
pictures.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
We know what it looked like in it. There's bad spots just like it still. So.
Because I think it's
That's a good idea to,
It'll be something to be proud of in a few years.
Yeah.
Like this and.
and you know what? I cleared some of my bush at my house again, and it's already almost a foot tall. Those trees grow back so fast.
Yeah.
And I would think in a few years, well, 5 years, you won't even notice that it was done probably. Anyway, thank you very much. Thanks for your report. Thank you guys for your report and awesome first report. I think that was your first report that you gave us.
I'll move adoption of the report.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the roll. Very good. Number 7 is protective services. What do we got here?
Be resolved.
Oh, be it resolved, that the council of the rural municipality of Alexander receive the Prairie bylaw enforcement report for information.
Move.
Second.
Well, it's just information, isn't it?
That's resolution.
It's a resolution. So we have to vote on information now too.
You should have been doing, if it's just information like correspondence, it's been put at the bottom of your agenda.
And I hope it doesn't sound like complaining, but I just got a question. Is this because we're doing this because you know those part of the,
We've been doing this, reading, or we've been doing a resolution for this for years.
Yeah.
For-
the-
for-
Yeah.
well, I kind of mean all the stuff. You're good at you're a stickler for,
I'm fairly intent that council follow the act and process so that the council doesn't
and I
get in
appreciate
trouble.
that. I appreciate that and we should be doing that and,
And you were.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying.
You're not veering off of anything, it's just.
We've been doing.
I guess the best way to split it is, and I've seen this over the time that I've been on council, is every time a new CAO comes in, things get cleaned up a little bit more kind of a deal, right? So
Yeah, I only have nitpicky things to pick up.
I really appreciate your due diligence. Thank you very much. Because I want to do it right. I don't want to do it wrong, that's for sure.
7.2.
Did we vote on that one?
Did we put 7 and 1 and 7.2 together and vote on that, or the two separate ones? Because one is the designated officers.
Two separate.
Separate, where we need, well, there's another resolution for separate.
7.1 Prairie bylaw enforcement PBLE reports 2026.
And then the next one should be the designated officer.
Well, that was the one we just voted on.
No, there it is.
Resolution 2026 be it resolved that the rural municipality of Alexander appoints the following additional Prairie bylaw enforcement limited personnel represented by officer number as a designated officer in order to provide bylaw enforcement for the rural municipality of Alexander for 2026 as per the agreement between the RM and of A and Prairie bylaw enforcement limited officer number blank and officers number 330. Who were the seconder? Seconded. Mac and Jack, all those in favor? Carried. Number 8 is public works and operations, nothing there. 9, environmental and health, nothing there. 10, economic development, point 1, proposal to subdivide 26-7876. Be it resolved that the council of the rural municipality of Alexander has no concerns with proposal to subdivide 4600-26-7876 and PT Northwest 231970 PM on the conditions that, number 1, existing use on the resulting consolidated lot, including proposed lot 2, obtain a non-conforming certificate to legally exist as a non-conforming use in the RR residential zone if one was not issued prior to the proposal. Number 2, that variation and conditional use orders be obtained if required. Move to seconder.
I'll move
Any discussion? No. Which one is this exactly?
I think this is a golf course.
Yeah.
At Grand Pines?
it. Yes, yeah, they bought those 2 lots across from the Birchwood on the corner.
Oh, they got them?
They finally bought them.
Yeah.
It's only been 40 years.
27 to be, or 28 to be exact.
Really? Just amazing.
There you go.
What do they plan to do there?
Golf.
Could probably put up, if Lumberville's- I don't know, but I'm
It
assuming.
makes sense.
Move to the second. Move that one.
That needed
What was the number on that?
recording that.
What was the number on that? I wanted to read it some more.
10.1.
10.1 and it's 26,
Thank you.
7876.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor? Carried. Number 11, notice of motion, nothing. 12.
You got one here, this next one, 10.2. It's another
Well,
one.
another proposal to subdivide, sorry. Resolution 2026 be resolved, the council of the RM of A has no concerns with the proposal to subdivide 4626-7871 in PT Northeast quarter 31713 EPM on the conditions that, number 1, conditional use orders be obtained if required. Number 2, the proponent enters into a development agreement with the RM of Alexander to address details regarding the proposed public road and legal access to the proposed lot and residential or residual parcel. Considerations to ensure the riparian areas and shorelands are preserved, the water quality is protected, and the hazards are adequately mitigated from the land can also be included in the development agreement, along with any other matters deemed necessary by council in accordance with section 135 of the Planning Act.
I'll move it.
Mac and Diane. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor, carried. Number 11, notice of motion, nothing. Number 12, bylaws, point 1. Bylaw 0726, behavioral bylaw, second reading. Move it. Hang on a second, we gotta see it first.
It's
Coming.
might be here by lunchtime.
Resolution 2026 be resolved that the council of the year RM of A gives bylaw 0726 the behavioral bylaw second reading.
Right.
Can I speak to one amendment since first reading?
First we need a mover and a
Sorry.
second, if we're sticklers on that.
This is true.
Ken, or Gordon moves it, I'll second it.
Gordon, and go ahead.
Yeah, and sorry, so then we're gonna make the recommendation that give second reading as amended.
Okay.
I apologize, I had forgotten to put in an appeal function into this bylaw, which is necessary. So it has been added for second reading.
Okay.
I read everything in here on there, so. We've got a mover and seconder, and is there any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote, all those in favor, not carried. That was the second reading. 12.1.1 bylaw 726 behavioral bylaw, third reading. Resolution 2026 be it resolved that the council of the RM of A gives bylaw 0726 the behavioral bylaw, third reading. Is this one supposed to be
It's a recorded
a
vote.
recorded vote?
I'll move it.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote, all those in favor, it's unanimous, carried. The 12.2 bylaw 1926 designated officer bylaw, second reading. Resolution 2026 be resolved, council of the Arma Bay gives bylaw 0926 designated officer bylaw, second reading. Pat, gonna move to seconder, I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Court seconds.
Yep.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor carried.
What does it mean, draft with edits? With
That's
amendments?
where. No, it was just where it was being cleaned up, so just
Oh,
ignore what the
Okay.
prefix is on the attachment, there's a clean copy. for
Please,
yourself.
yeah, means
Yeah.
it's done.
Actually, the one copy that she's done there works really good because if you're sending it out for multiple comments, everybody that gets a two comment can see the comments that are already existing, kind of a deal, right? And then from there, it's clean to the clean copy.
Okay. Good, thank you.
12.2.1 bylaw 0926 designated officer bylaw, third reading, and that will be recorded. Be it resolved that the council of the Arma Bay gives bylaw 0926 designated officer bylaw, third reading. Mac and
Yeah,
Ford.
whatever.
Any discussion? Hearing
To
none.
the recorded vote.
Very smart. Thanks. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for vote, all those in favor? It's unanimously carried. 12.3 bylaw 0826 procedural bylaw, first reading. You have been busy.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's good. I didn't read it yet, but Canon, who's the seconder? Diane. The resolution reads 2026 be resolved that the council of the Arma Bay gives bylaw 0826 the procedural bylaw, first reading.
Okay,
So.
can we open that bylaw up, please? I'm sorry.
You've now brought it to the table, so yes, please provide feedback if you have looked through it.
Sorry, I can't get into my thing, so can you bring it up on the screen here, because there was a couple of things that I wanted to reference in here. And it was, if you go down to the conduct section,
Okay,
conduct right there. One of the things that I wanted to suggest, because that's all it is at this particular time, is that we add something in there and as a start off to it that basically would say that, by direction of the municipal affairs section of the province, council has to follow and abide by the code of conduct for councils.
Okay.
Okay, and it is expected that council does so, kind of thing, right? And then the second part of it is in the 16.1. It talks about where somebody's expelled for the meeting, from a meeting. The first offense, it's as it's written in 152.2 of municipal act right now, that's expelled from the meeting. And then as a progressive discipline, I would like to suggest that instead of the second offense going 3 months prohibition from, it would be 3 meetings for the next offense. And then go to the 3 months from there.
okay,
Does that make sense?
taking all feedback.
You're saying after the first one, you go 3 meetings.
Yeah, and if you do any more, then it's 3 months, kind of a deal. Okay, so that becomes now it's progressive discipline model kind of a thing, right?
Okay, just another step, that's fine. Is there anything in there like if it's violence, like if somebody's blatantly threatening or physically violent,
So those,
they should be barred forever?
those can actually be handled under acts through the province, such as the Trespass Act and through a non-contact order. So those are things that we can't regulate, those are provincial regulations, so
Okay. Yeah, that would be the criminal.
under the criminal law.
Okay.
Those are the only changes that I.
Well, that's good. While we're still in discussion, I want to say something too. That's good. Is that what they're actually looking for? If we would have this?
Yes,
Yes,
Yeah.
if we had something in our bylaw that had stated actions you could take,
Progression.
progression, it could have then been a complement to the municipal acts, section 152.
And this is done with our lawyer as well?
It has been sent to our lawyer for feedback, yes.
Okay. Well, so was the other ones, but is there any
They're-
provincial feedback besides going to a lawyer's?
well, this
Make sure that
actual.
these are right?
The feedback that we got was written in the judge's ruling. That basically,
I didn't see.
she
it.
followed up by looking at our procedures bylaw, and there was nothing shown in the procedures bylaw. And her recommendation was is that the procedures bylaw be reviewed, revised, so that that was put into it. She says it still may be argued if it came to court, but it's then following the procedures bylaw as to how we're supposed to be doing it. The
Otherwise,
procedures
otherwise
bylaw
we're
is-
relying solely on our municipal
Yeah.
acts.
And the municipal act is what we're trying to change.
That is also attempted,
That's
yes.
the one that we're working on.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good to see. Okay, thanks very much for your work on that one.
Yes.
12.4.
We gotta vote on.
Good of both.
Oh, we got the vote. Any? Man, let's
So
go.
it would be as amended, kind of a deal, I think, right?
It would be first reading as amended, or no, actually, it'll be second reading as amended because we haven't amended it yet.
Is there a resolution to put on the screen forever?
Mhm.
Or are we
Oh,
waiting?
sorry, wrong one. There it is.
It's not that one.
It was, there it is.
So resolution number 2026 moved by Ken Danwich, seconded by Diane Dubay. Be it resolved that the council of the rural municipality of Alexander give bylaw 26 the procedural bylaw first reading. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All those in favor, carried.
Declare a conflict. Declare a conflict before we start the next one. Councillor Danich has informed me that he's declaring a conflict of interest in the next
Okay,
discussion.
thank you. We'll just wait till you leave the room. Okay, so. So this is 12.4. Well, wait till Diane gets back, because there's only 3 minutes. Take your time. Take your time. Don't forget the step.
Yeah.
Probably 2 minutes. We're waiting for you because Ken left the room on this. Declared a conflict. 12.4 bylaw 0426 zoning bylaw amendment, second reading. Resolution 2026 be it resolved that the council of the rural municipality of Alexander gives bylaw 0426 zoning bylaw amendment, second reading. I think I'll take a bylaw there.
Second.
So we've got Gord and Diane. Mover and seconder, and is there any discussion?
No. We know what to do now.
I just got one question. So the letter that came in. You're just going to keep that and it's not going to any other agency?
No, it'll just be made public as part of the agenda package because he is an objector and therefore it has to be part of the
Yeah.
public record.
Yeah, for sure. If the threatening part isn't going to the police or anything like that.
At council's discretion, we can forward it on.
Okay, well, we'll just wait and see. I think just make sure, although it's gonna be part of the public record anyway. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor? Carried. 12.4 is bylaw. Oh, I guess Ken can come back, right?
No, you're the third reading.
Well, that was the second, okay. Third reading, 12.4.1, bylaw 0426 zoning bylaw amendment, third reading. and this will be a recorded vote. Resolution 2026 be it resolved, Council of the Rural Municipality of Alexander give bylaw 0426 zoning bylaw amendment third reading. Is there a mover and a seconder? Move it. Word of Jack. So this is the third reading, and this will be a recorded vote. All those in favor? It's unanimously carried. 12.5.1 bylaw 0626 zoning bylaw. Oh, Ken, yeah, you come back. 12.5.1 bylaw 0626 zoning bylaw amendment third. Well, that was that one, right?
No, the first, we were on 04, now we're doing 6.
We need 05.
05.
12.5.
Yeah, 12.
12.5. Bylaw 0626 zoning bylaw amendment second reading.
This one is allowing for the change to allow for the swim pond to move in.
Resolution 2026 be it resolved, Council of RMLA gives bylaw 0626 zoning bylaw amendment second reading. Mover and seconder.
Move it.
I can second.
County Board. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor? I only saw two for. That's enough. Carried.
Now the third one, 5.1.
That much.
12.5.1 bylaw 626 zoning bylaw amendment third reading. Resolution 2026 be it resolved that the Council of RMLA gives bylaw 0626 zoning bylaw amendment third reading. Mover and seconder, Diane,
I'll move the entire second.
Mac. Yep. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor? Carried. We're finished at 12. We'll break for lunch till 1 o'clock. Stop the recording and.
Well, we're done.
You want, we done.
We're done.
We're done.
Yes.
Do we have to read, all those in favor?
Carried.
Keep it on camera and we just automatically go back into the meeting?
You're already in the meeting, so now
Okay.
there are
so we
10
back at
resolutions.
Quarter to 2 in our regular meeting. What resolutions do we have now?
I don't believe you have any coming out of
I
that, so
move to
just
adjourn.
that one.
Then that's what it is.
I agree.
It was Diane and Gord moving to adjourn. We are, all those in favor, we're adjourned.
Well, thank you, guys. Well,